Sometimes I feel like it's helpful to keep a list of all the characters that we've been introduced to in Revelation. So in addition to John himself, there's the Trinity, right? The Almighty, the Lamb, and the sevenfold Spirit. In the heavenly court, we've got the 4 living creatures that surround the throne, then the 24 elders, and then the many, many angels, numbering thousands upon thousands, 10,000 times 10,000. I got the souls under the altar along with the 144,000, which I suggested was also the great multitude. Satan is mentioned in chapters 2 and 3, where we're also introduced to the eventual recipients of the apocalypse, the 7 churches, along with their angels. Now, if you've read ahead, you know this list is going to grow. The reason a list like this is helpful is because when someone comes onto this stage, it helps us to know, is this someone who's already appeared or been introduced, or is this someone new? In chapter 8, verse 2, John tells us, "And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God. And 7 trumpets were given to them." Notice how John says that I saw the 7 angels who stand before God. And he says it in a way that his audience is apparently supposed to know who they are. And we've already encountered a lot of angels. But here they're numbered, specifically 7 of them. Looking back at our list, maybe the 7 angels are the angels of the 7 churches mentioned in chapters 2 and 3, along with Revelation chapter 1, verse 20. Honestly, at this point, we don't know. There may be a clue in the phrase "who stand before God." In Luke's gospel, when Zechariah questions the angelic messenger about John the Baptizer's impending birth, the angel responds to him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and tell you this good news." In Luke, it's clear that an angel that stands in God's presence is somehow different. It's a big deal. Isaiah 63, verse 9 includes a similar reference to an angel of his presence. These are those who eventually become known as archangels, or archangels, however you say it. You can do a deep dive into Jewish intertestamental literature and learn their names, but from Revelation, we might assume the angel Michael is another. It's interesting to speculate here, but it's not their identities that matters most. At the most basic level, reading Revelation should open our eyes to the reality and the importance of spiritual beings and their role in God's work. The role these 7 have been given is to bear the 7 trumpets, which isn't to form an angelic brass septet. Trumpets are used often in Scripture. In the Pentateuch, they gave God's people direction. They sound the battle cry or call a celebration. A most likely purpose is tied to Joel 2:1. There we're told, there it says, "Blow the trumpets in Zion, sound the alarm on my holy hill. Let all who live in the land tremble, for the day of the Lord is coming." It is close at hand. In our context, the 7 trumpets are to herald the day of God's wrath. After this, we're told another angel who had a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all God's people. On the golden altar in front of the throne, the smoke of the incense together with the prayers of God's people went up before God from the angel's hand. These trumpets, and as we'll see, the censer of fire, are an answer to prayer. This is what happens when God's kingdom comes and his will is done. More on that next week.